I usually stay in South Carolina for my job, but occasionally I have to come to Athens, Georgia, which is not a bad thing because they have a very cool Army store here. P&M Army Surplus or Army Supply, I can't remember the name of it. That's right, it's pretty close, right up here somewhere. Anyway, I'm gonna be looking for probably the cheapest thing they sell in the whole store. P38 can opener. Oh yeah, it's right up here. Anyway, I can't find mine, and I really miss it, so I am going to get me one. Hopefully. It's a very cool place. P&M Army store, right on the main drag in Athens, Georgia. Well, I was able to find two. The only bad thing about it, I mean, I guess functionally they'll replace the one I lost, but in coolness factor they won't, because my other one's original Army issue, and these are some, you know, made in China stuff probably. But anyway, that's what I came for. Every time I go to the store to buy something, even if it costs $1 or $2, if it's a cool store, I'm gonna spend 20 bucks. That's what happened today. I found my P38 can openers. They're satisfactory, but the cool thing was, maybe you saw my video, and if you didn't see mine, you've seen somebody's, about the U.S. Army half shelters or pup tents. Well, you know, I got two halves that I made into one. I made a tent in my truck one day, and then another time I kind of did, you might call it like a baker style or well-in, where you don't have the sides, but you know, you have one side like that for a overhang. But I thought it'd be pretty cool if I set up both half shelters maybe about 4 or 5 feet apart facing each other, and if I had another half shelter, never mind all the talking. The cool thing is I got another shelter half, and this one's almost in mint condition. It's got like one little hole in it, but I can sew that up. And with my other two halves, they didn't come with any of the original stakes or poles. Not that I really wanted them, really, because I mean, you can fashion a pole, you know, out in the woods. But this one had, you know, the three sections. You know, that makes one pole. And it had 8 of these, or 6 of these stakes. But for the shelter half, the pole and 6 stakes was $14.99. And in the exact same store, they were selling 6 of these thirds, I guess you'd call them. But that was like, I think it was $14.99 just for 2 sets of this, and then $12.99 for a set of these stakes. And I got all this for $14.99. So either the guy really liked me, or maybe he just really wasn't aware that he had the different components priced it. I don't know, it doesn't really matter. The cool thing is my plan is I want to set up these 2 shelter halves about 5 feet apart, and I want to put this one across the back of those 2 and put a tarp over that, my camouflage tarp, and what I'll end up with is like a freaking king size Army pup tent. I mean, the way in my head I can think, I'm pretty sure I can probably fit me and both of my kids in there. I don't know. I'm excited now. I got to hurry up and get my job done so I can go home. It's going to take me 2 hours to get there, but I want to set this up and see how cool it is. And maybe I'll open up a can of tuna or something with my new can openers while I'm out there. Don't worry, I'll show you. It'll be cool. Hey, whenever you're sleeping in your hammock
or I guess when you wake up, you ever just lay around and think about stuff? I was thinking I didn't get home in time to set up my shelter half, but I did come out here and sleep in the hammock. And as I was laying here, I was thinking, I said I didn't need poles and stuff for those, for my mega half shelter. And I started thinking, if I have 3 half shelters and they weigh 2.5 pounds apiece, the only time I'm going to use them is when I'm car camping. If I'm car camping, I'm going to be in some kind of state park or national forest. Someplace I'm not going to be allowed to cut poles. So I have to make some poles. So that's what I'll do today, after I have my coffee. Oh yeah.
This will work. Well, they're the same height, except mine look a lot cooler. I think I'll paint these green or black, or maybe I'll just stain them wood, dark wood color. And I'm gonna leave the copper. That'll look cool. And then I guess I'm gonna drill a hole in the top of here, and I'm gonna put the screw in it, and then I'll cut the head off and grind it smooth to kind of be the same as this. It'll be cool. Here's the original, and here's mine. The originals have a small indentation. I guess something struck it, to keep it on the wood. So I'm going to do that too with mine. Pretty tight. You know, when you buy one of these shelter halves, it only comes with one pole. So, you know, I said, I was thinking I really didn't need poles, so I could just make poles when I'm out in the woods. But I started thinking this thing's so heavy, and what I planned on doing, I got 3 of them, so I want to build a mega, a mega shelter with them. But I started thinking I'm only going to do that when I'm car camping, and when I car camp, I'm usually in a park, a state park, or maybe the national forest here, Sumter National Forest. Of course, I don't want to be cutting any trees, making any poles, so I guess I need to have some poles. So that's why I decided to make this. I'll make some more. But anyway, the one that comes with it, yeah, it's kind of wobbly. It serves the purpose well. And so I just wanted to make my own. They're about $6 or $7 to get all 3 sections to make one, and I already had this stuff laying around my garage. But I made it same size as the original pole, and I painted it the same color as the original ones. I can pack all this stuff down together with 2 shelter halves and have, you know, enough stuff to make a complete tent. So anyway, I just kind of wanted to show you how I did it, and pretty cool. When it stops raining, I'll test it out. Well, thanks for watching. I know it was a long one, but I think it was worth it.